Hey, representative of autism in a movie. And the main character isn't a saint. And he's middle-aged, and he was involved in social justice politics in the 60s. That's actually pretty different. That's really cool. They have a director whose previous movie I loved, and a pretty great, solid supporting cast, a wonderful central performance, and this is not going to be that good, is it? Feck. Roman J. Israel Esquire only really caught my eye due to the nomination of Denzel Washington in the Academy Awards, which surprised me as I hadn't heard anything about this film before then. I then found out that it was directed by Dan Gilroy, the handler behind Nightcrawler, the favourite movie of your edgy 17-year-old movie-loving nephew and the 27-year-old movie lover in your life who never really grew out of his edgy phase. Thankfully, also just happens to be a pretty great movie, so that works out. Watching this makes me question just how much Nightcrawler's success was down to Jake Gyllenhaal's chillingly great performance. And don't get me wrong, if there's anything that this movie has going for it, it's Denzel Washington's perfect portrayal of the main character. Sadly, however, the rest of the movie lets him down somewhat. While he's great in it, it's not strong enough to keep engagement in the story. So let's relay the story. Roman J. Israel is a legal writer and silent partner of a defense law firm which is co-run by his former professor, who's the one who goes to court proceedings while Roman writes about them behind closed doors. The partner unexpectedly suffers a heart attack and lapses into an irreversible coma, which forces Roman to deal with the clients and court proceedings in person. The company is eventually forced to dissolve, and clients are handed over to an associate and much more successful lawyer, George Pierce, who's played by Colin Farrell. As Roman is eventually forced to work with him, his moral compass eventually starts to spin. As premises go, it's solid, if unremarkable. It's got the same setup as Nightcrawler, with a protagonist that has an implied personality disorder and them excelling in a particular profession. Where this one fails, however, is in its complete lack of clarity of exactly what it wants to say. We don't know if it's a condemnation of the profession of law or the failure of humanity to remain ethically pure in an uncaring world, a celebration of morality in morally strong if flawed people. All of this, none of this. The real hook of the story doesn't really come in until about halfway through, and while it's a really interesting conflict, it comes at the expense of the believability of our lead. Nothing about the movie is anything to write home about. I think Denzel Washington performs his role admirably, but the rest of the cast is just pretty much there in thankless roles. Colin Farrell's clearly fake American accent is also pretty distracting. It's well enough shot, but could be cut down a lot and has some pretty dead story transitions, and a few moments of tension don't really land that well. There's a mugging scene feels really contrived, and the lead's actions in the second half of the movie are so hilarious on the nose for what they're conveying. Roman J. Israel is admirable in its intentions and has a great lead performance, but it fails to live up to any other expectations. Not terrible, doesn't make great.